What's up guys, this is Danny from Rethink Peer-to-Peer Lending. Welcome back to yet another portfolio update on my channel. In today's video, we will review the performance of my peer-to-peer lending portfolio in April, as well as discuss some adjustments that I have made last month. In April, I was able to earn 786 euros from my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio, which is a new personal record for me since I started to invest in peer-to-peer lending 6.5 years ago. New records in terms of my personal income from single peer-to-peer platforms came last month from Crowdpear with 73 euros and from HeavyFinance with 25 euros. The best overall performance in my peer-to-peer portfolio comes from Income Marketplace with 13.45%, followed by PeerBerry with 12.3% and ViaInvest with 11.14%. On the other side, the worst performance is still delivered by Bondora Portfolio Pro with 1.3%. The already discontinued product of the Estonian peer-to-peer platform will be removed from my chart following the next portfolio update, while the outstanding amount has already been written off this month. In April, I had a total of 6 transactions in my peer-to-peer portfolio, with each 1,000 euros being deposited to PeerBerry and Income Marketplace, while I was withdrawing 500 euros each from Lande and Estateguru, 400 euros from Twino and 100 euros from Bondora Portfolio Pro. The value of my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio increased to 94,509 euros by the end of April, which is now the highest portfolio amount I have ever had coming from this asset class. Next up, a few updates from a number of peer-to-peer platforms and a couple of changes that I have made last month. Even though only 45 million euros were financed at PeerBerry last month, which by the way is the lowest level since September 2022, the outstanding portfolio increased again for the first time after 3 consecutive months of decline. This is in particular due to assets with longer maturities, while the short-term supply from Kazakhstan loans was cut short due to regulatory changes. Although my total return on PeerBerry dropped to 12.3% last month, the performance is still good enough for the second highest return among all my active platforms, which is why PeerBerry remains my personal frontrunner and a strong anchor in my portfolio. A somewhat longer dry spell can currently be observed at Esketit, where the managed loan portfolio has been declining since February, as demand remains at a consistently high level with 500 to 700 new investors per month. Cash drag and uninvested funds are therefore the unfortunate but inevitable truth. The primary market has been dead for weeks now, and only by lucky coincidences I was able to collect some loans on the secondary market that came without a premium. The downside here is I was once again forced to collect some Jordan loans, which at least came with very short loan terms. If I take a look at my current portfolio, more than 50% of my loans have already been collected manually and not via automated strategies, which is certainly not a sustainable long-term approach for me on Esketit. By contrast, Income Marketplace was able to continue its positive trend of 2024 in April. No payment defaults or delays, but instead a broad range of new assets distributed across many lenders. As a result, the assets under management have increased by 1.5 million euros last month. Personally, I took advantage of the positive supply momentum and deposited another 1,000 euros in April, which makes Income Marketplace now the third platform in my peer-to-peer portfolio with an account balance above 10,000 euro. Also, my total return on income achieved a new all-time high with now 13.45% after being 2 years with the platform. Crowdpear is yet another platform with decent chances of becoming a 5-figure investment in my portfolio. The PeerBerry spin-off continues to deliver reliable repayments, with only 3 out of 94 loans having slight delays. The good repayment behavior is also well reflected in my total return, which currently stands at 9.16%. A big relief happened to me last month at Lande, since my account error has finally been detected. As it turns out, the mistake actually happened on my end, with a missing transaction not taken into account messing up my entire cash flow based return calculation in the previous months. Since the mistake has been corrected now, which once again was clearly my fault and not the one of Lande, my total return on the platform is now back at a presentable 9.65% and my investment status has been set to active again. In terms of reactivating the secondary market on Lande, the platform CTO revealed a potential relaunch towards the end of the second quarter after a number of transaction errors have been corrected in recent months. On the other hand, HeavyFinance has recently launched their new interface, which now seems somewhat easier to navigate. In terms of performance, my outstanding loan portfolio looks fairly good at the moment, with only 2 out of 35 loans being late with more than 90 days. The total return of only 7.85% is mostly due to the share of green loans in my portfolio. In one of my recent uploads, I pointed out why no certificates have been sold yet and why this process will be on hold for at least September this year. Last but not least, a few words about Estateguru, where the new credit and risk assessment policies, which have been introduced by the end of 2022, seem to be quite promising. From nearly 100 million euros of financed loans in 2023, 31% have already been repaid, while 62% are in a timely repayment status. On the other hand, only 3.5% of these loans are currently in debt collection process, which seems to be a good quota, providing confidence on the platform's possible future. At the same time, things look a lot worse when considering defaults from the past. Although 1.4 million euros in defaulted loans were recovered in March, 3.1 million euros in newly defaulted loans were added at the same time. Due to the declining overall portfolio, the default rate increased to 49.8%, excluding loans that have already been partially recovered. So that's a wrap for this month's portfolio update. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick recap of my current portfolio developments and a few updates from the industry. If you did, please consider subscribing to this channel to not miss out on any videos of mine in the future. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.